I want to talk very quickly how you'll be able to distinguish between a false teacher and a true teacher of the gospel. Inevitably and factually, every false teacher is one who is operating in the realm of the law, and every true teacher of the gospel is preaching the faith of Christ and the obedience of faith, and which is to believe in Jesus Christ. That is the obedience of faith. And false teachers, what you'll see is that their message, and it'll be pointing you to sin. They'll be talking about sin. They won't be talking about Jesus. They'll be talking about your sin. And why is that? It's because they're doing the same thing the law is doing to them, pointing out their sin. And they haven't regarded the work of Christ in that Jesus put away sin by the sacrifice of himself. And so if it seems like your pastor is always talking about your sin and how maybe you should shape up or we should do better, uh, that's not a good sign because it would make me think that you haven't regarded the work of Christ. Why aren't you talking about what Jesus did and his finished work? And the thing is, it is in the finished work of Christ that there is peace. That is the only place of peace. That is the fountain for all mankind. It's in the center of all mankind. And we may come and drink freely. And in that fountain, where there are no works, where there is no demand, there's freedom. And that is in, again, the finished work of Christ. It's by uh, believing in the finished work of Christ. And boy, I'm so grateful for that. Um, but yeah, again, false teachers, they point you to your sin. The true teachers of the gospel, they will. Uh, and maybe I should have made a better distinction. Uh, but the true teachers of the gospel, they'll point you to the Savior and they'll tell you about what he did to sin. He put it away. There's no sin for you to pay for. Did Jesus die for every one of my sins? Yes. Thank God. And you live in that freedom. Um, but this is what false teachers will do. Did Jesus die for every one of my sins? Yes, but you gotta but this and this and this but this. See, they're not really regarding the work of Christ. And they're still talking about law. That's they're still they still view the law as a good thing, as if this is benefiting my life somehow. No, the law worketh wrath. The law is not of faith, Galatians 3:12. And they're focused on sin because the law is focused on sin, and they're still operating underneath the law. So